We had a full-blown Donkey Kong Bananza Direct, specifically for the game. I used to pray for times like these. This game looks big, it looks plentiful, it looks funny, and also heartwarming. A lot to talk about here, so let's just jump right in. Oh, yeah, good morning, what's up? I've been up since 5:15 a.m. getting ready for this video. What, you haven't? We just had a Donkey Kong Bananza Direct. It was freaking awesome in the middle of Stinky Ape Summer. Shout out DK Vine. Let's get into it, man. I am stoked. It was a great morning. Good things are happening, and we got Donkey Kong coverage coming your way.
When the world...
So the Direct opens up, and it's a song, really proving that this game is Odyssey 2, which on paper sounds like it would piss off DK fans, but linking everything back to Pauline, the first character besides Mario that DK has ever interacted with, is a really good touch. And also on the forefront, Odyssey is just a fantastic game. So to be getting more of that, but mixed in with DK elements, I think is just a huge win. But the fact that it's Pauline and it looks like an adolescent Pauline, I don't understand how the timeline works. So like we see Cranky and he's talking about fighting people with overalls in other games, implying that he fought Mario already, which, you know, when he did that was with Pauline. And the fact that this is like, it's not adult Pauline, this is like child Pauline. So are we in a prequel, which she turned into a kid by the villain? Is this the original Pauline's daughter? I'm sure all these questions will be answered when we play the game, or at least I pray that they are. Maybe the final boss is DK versus Mario, and you go back entirely to that first interaction with all three of these characters. And, you know, they did tease Mario at some point in this Direct, so maybe he does show up. But a little clarity on where this fits in the timeline would be much appreciated. I know my favorite DK podcast, The Conversation, will be sure to deep dive into this within the next month, and I can't wait for the 5+ hours of content that they will be giving us. But with an addition of Pauline, it also gives us full voice acting in a Donkey Kong game, which is something I never thought I'd want or need, but now that I have it, I will never ever turn it away, and I need it in every future Donkey Kong game, please. It seems like from the very beginning, Pauline is going to transform out of Odd Rock quite early from this concert thing, and it just looks so weird in a way that Mario would never reach, because they try to keep Mario a little more squeaky clean. And dude, do I just love weird things. Pauline also just looks so adorable as an adolescent. It really makes me want to see the full cast of Mario Kart characters as teens. I feel like that would be really funny to explore. And I like that they're full-on emphasizing the story. So I feel like we will get answers as to why Pauline is the way that she is here. And the story goes, it seems, if you reach the planet's core, a wish is granted. So it's a race to the bottom for the Void Monkeys and DK and Pauline. And Pauline is much cuter than Odd Rock, and I'm happy that she is just straight up in the game the whole time, and it's not like a surprise reveal at the end, because having Pauline on Donkey Kong's shoulder the whole time, as opposed to this weird little like voided rock, I think is a big win aesthetically. And then they show us the way that he moves, basically how you will operate the ape. But if you're like me, you've already watched all of the treehouse footage for this game countless times. It did give me ideas on how they could potentially rework DK's moveset in a new Smash Brothers game, which is just super fun to think about. And watching all of this like be broken down in a tutorial type sense just gets me so excited to just dive in there as soon as I get this game. And then we're watching, like, you know, we're like 4 to 5 minutes in, and we're just showing off the abilities in Donkey Kong, things that we already know. You come to realize that these specific directs that Nintendo are starting now, first with Mario Kart World and now with this DK one, it just seems to be like those VHS commercials that you get back in the day. This is less of a direct and more of just an elongated commercial, but I don't really care because it's DK, and I'll watch a DK commercial any day. Like, it's freaking Donkey Kong. It's 3D Donkey Kong here, guys. It's freaking, like, I just want to scream. It's awesome. Then we see more of the NPCs and how they're different based on what layer of the Earth you reached. I mean, they're really following the Odyssey playbook here, but I really can't even blame them, because that was a fantastic game, like I said earlier, and this looks even more fun when you're adding elements like using the Earth as a surfboard and destroying as much of the world around you as you want. And the music mixed in with the environment looks like just an altogether beautiful experience. There's really no other word I can describe it. It feels like something that we haven't seen before in a Nintendo game. And the voiceover guy, I mean, he talks over the best parts of the music, which are annoying, but there are some tasty nuggets in here, and they got the hairs on my arm to stand up. Nothing like tasty nuggies on NickVez Gaming Channel. We love those. Then we see Rambi and Cranky together. Cranky immediately making fun of his son. Classic! Then they show us these giant elders that possess Bananza powers, who love these, like, concerts, it seems. And then we get to transform into versions of these elders, which to me feels directly lifted from Banjo-Kazooie. Essentially having these elders act as mumbo-jumbo as to grant us the ability to which one of these new versions of DK that he will now become. A giant black gorilla, a zebra, a flying ostrich, and I'm sure there are many more. There's probably one for each specific level that we enter, which is just so dang cool. And it just makes me think that one of these below layers will have a crocodile elder, and we will get a King K. Rool type DK Bananza man that we will be able to operate. And we'll talk about King K. Rool later, but yeah, I mean, on this channel right here, I'm just going to say it straight up, I do think he is going to be in this game at some point. And then another look at these transformations, and golly, it just looks so fun to turn into a fast zebra, a even stronger DK, and a flying ostrich. The ostrich just really makes it feel like Banjo-Kazooie, as you can literally fly and glide like Kazooie, and they literally have flight pads. So that's just neat, a little homage to Banjo-Kazooie, because we're probably never, ever, ever going to see another Banjo-Kazooie game, because Microsoft and Rareware just don't know what to do with them. Anyway. Also, did anyone see the sneakers on the Ostrich Elder? Looking very Squirter-esque, am I right? Kong nerds? Huh? Stinky Ape Summer? Conversation? Am I saying the right keywords? Then they went ahead and they named the bad guys, which I guess they were always going to do, but I just assumed they weren't for some reason. I've been hurt too much as a DK fan. But it's nice that they're officially Kongs as well. I mean, what that applies to the lore is also super interesting. You have Grumpy Kong, Poppy Kong, and Void Kong. I wonder what their wish will be if they get to the core. Maybe it's to bring back King K. Rool. I love that there are specific challenges too as you get deeper into the earth. That makes it feel a lot like Donkey Kong 64, in a good way, because I'm sure they're not going to be flipping beaver bother level challenges and more fun ones, like destroying everyone in the time limit, and you're mixing in side-scrolling stuff. Like, you're really tickling every single bone in my DK body. Alright, get your mind out of the gutter. Come on. And then as you collect more, you get to increase your stats, which is pretty damn cool. It kind of reminds me of Sonic Frontiers, actually. And that is a positive thing? Crazy, right? Sonic games being a good thing. Showing us snippets of New Donk City is also interesting, but it looks like this is just part of the challenges, so I don't think we're going to be able to fully explore New Donk City. Unless, of course, the final level is the city, which I could see them doing, returning Pauline home. My favorite thing is you can upgrade yourself to help find more Banandium gems, making it easier to locate the items you're looking for without having to buy one of those tell-all books. I mean, that alone makes it more fun to explore because you're not going in completely blind. And I like that the chip exchange looks like it's giving you useful items, and I just can't wait to find out what those items do. And you get new fashion for DK and Pauline, which is awesome, and we were expecting that since this is very similar to Odyssey. And we will get to, you know, be super fun and customize and just play around with these two little goofs can look like together. And the fact that it's just a classic 3D platformer where they're showing us like, oh hey, by the way, here's a completion list of everything that you need to find. Here's a music player, which is super nice. Here's the DK rap from one of the weirdest 3D platformer games ever that this game is lifting inspiration from. It just makes me want to see chunky and lanky and tiny, and I feel like that's a real possibility. And then you move around with the eel, which is super nice. You get a quick move throughout the world, which is also very 3D platformer. And then something that Nintendo's been doing recently that I think is one of the greatest things that they've ever done, the second player controls for Pauline, which is something that they added a little bit in Bowser's Fury, it's the kind of thing that little children are just going to enjoy to the nth degree. Like, before I would be able to play video games, I would just watch my dad play. I was like watching a Disney movie in motion. But having the option for kids who are too young to not truly understand how to play, but they can comprehend watching the game and being Pauline and sporadically using Pauline's singing powers, but not fully controlling DK, I mean, that's something that's really special, and it will foster more DK fans than you can think of. And then boom, you just have like a full sculptor situation, like a DK artist, I think they called it. Just a fun little weird extra thing that no one needed, but by God, it's awesome. Reminds me a lot of Mario 64, messing with Mario's face in the beginning of that game. This is the stuff that pushes the game over the top for me. It's like an homage to old Nintendo games. No reason for it to be here, but it is, and it's fun, and it's quirky, and I'll be spending way too much time making fun characters, making new Kongs, because I can, and I will. And I love the fact that music is such a big part of this game, acknowledging how big of an impact music is in DK and has become in our cultural zeitgeist. The Donkey Kong music, from the DK rap to the David Wise tracks, has been so big, and to use Pauline, who is a musical character, to attach her to that, it's just so smart. And then they go and show us the amiibos. I'm definitely going to be getting that DK and Pauline one. It looks super cute. And yes, of course, they show King K. Rool here. And you know what? Let's talk about him. I think it's time to talk about the great King K. Rool. I'm willing to base my small reputation that I have right now on the fact that he is in this game. I mean, I don't think you show the amiibo if he's just not going to show up at some point. But I also think it's interesting that they didn't show him at all. But I mean, there's just too much smoke. There's too much hints that he is going to be potentially in this game that it would just shock me if he wasn't at this point. I mean, they're leaning into so many Donkey Kong Country elements. I feel like we are going to get King K. Rool. I think he may not be the main villain. He may even be an NPC that like helps them. I mean, there was a part in this trailer where it looked like you were fighting him from Donkey Kong 64 when you're tiny, where you're fighting his toes. There was like a part of like the world that like expanded onto the floor or the ground, and it was like his toes, and you're like going up his leg. It's just too much. There's too much smoke. I think K. Rool's gonna be in the game, and I'm super stoked to see where and when that will be. And then, holy cow, Diddy and Dixie in a mini game with Rambi, looking like a full race. It looks like Diddy and Dixie operate some type of rhino racing throughout this game, which is so cool. There would be Rambi and other Rambis with Cranky. It just says so much that they're showing them, but they're showing them in such a little capacity, being like, hey, like, yeah, no, they're obviously here, guys, and they will be a huge part of this game. And as if it couldn't get any better, I suspect because the fact that this is a race and it says you're in second place, I think the other Kongs are going to fill up the rest of the rhinos. I think we're going to see Swanky and Chunky and Lanky and Tiny and Candy. I think they're going to be the other Kongs that you're racing here, and which is just, you know, you're peeling that banana back slowly for us, which is so fun, because then we'll be able to get to experience that as we're playing the game. And then, oh, by the way, the game's out in a month. Like, I feel like I need to be pinched. This is... Oh man, as a DK fan, it has not been easy these last couple years, not having a game since Tropical Freeze, but to get this game, truly, it feels like a blessing. Like, I cannot believe that we're here. Thank you for all that watch. That's all we have for today. I have a WarioWare Mega Party Games retrospective incoming, as well as a Mario Sports video that I can't wait to show everybody. Stick around this channel right here. We got loads of stuff coming. Apologies for the delay in videos. They'll be coming quicker. They'll be coming better. We'll be listening to the DK rap together here on NickVez Gaming. Thank you so much. And I think I should probably start my day officially now. All right, let's go.